Hi, my name is Jaden Woods, and this is my Dear Black People project. Dear Black people, where do I start? Racial equality will never happen. I know that's really hard to hear, but history and the way society works proves it. No matter how many laws we change or how many people talk about equality, the truth is that race will always play a role in how people are treated, and how people are treated in general. But this isn't really a message to make you feel hopeless or in that sort of way. It's a message to help us think smarter. Instead of waiting for the world to treat us fairly, we need to focus on the things we can control and the things that can actually give us power. Even though things have improved over time, true racial equality will never exist because the system is built to keep us down. It's built to keep certain groups in power. Money is never going to be spread easily, and people's minds don't change as easily as the laws do. The system was never meant to be fair from the start. America was built on racism. Black people were brought here as slaves and treated as less than human. Even after slavery ended, things like segregation and the Jim Crow laws kept us from having the same rights as white people, from not being able to use the same fountains, or even the same restrooms, or even eat at the same diners. Even today, we still see unfair treatment. The police are more likely to stop and arrest black people. You could get shot from walking down the street, Trayvon Martin. You could get your neck sat on or kneeled on by a police officer because they thought you stole from a store. That just shows that even in this time, we're still seen as less than human because they think that's okay just because of the color of our skin. Schools in black neighborhoods don't get the same funding as schools in white neighborhoods. The justice system gives black people longer sentences for crimes, the same crimes as white people. For example, school shootings. The Oxford shooter only got 30 years in prison, but if it was a black person, he probably would have got life and charged as an adult. But that just shows how white people have more power than we do. These things don't just happen by accident, though. They're a part of a system that was never meant to treat us equally. So even though we're not in chains anymore, the system is still set up to keep us lower than white people. Money and opportunities aren't really shared equally. If you don't have the money, you don't have the power. And right now, black people have way less wealth than white people. Studies show, the studies that I've seen, they showed that an average white family has almost 10 times more wealth than black people, than a black family. That's mind-boggling to me. Like, I don't really have any words for it, but it's just crazy. Because of things like slavery and segregation and redlining. Redlining is when black families were blocked from buying homes in good areas because they wanted to keep the black people out. And they wanted to keep it an all-white area. That money and property would be passed down through generations, but many black families never got the chance just because of the color of their skin. If one group starts the race way ahead, they're going to stay ahead. That's why even though some black people are rich and successful, most of us are still struggling compared to other groups. Even today, black businesses struggle to get loans while white businesses are getting funded more easily. Black workers get paid less than white workers for doing the same job. College is very expensive. Take it from me. And black families can't afford to send their kids, which means fewer opportunities for good paying jobs. But one thing I can say, just with the city of Detroit, they are trying to help with getting black students to college with Detroit Promise, and I really like that. People's biases don't just go away though. Even when laws change, people's beliefs don't always change. Racism isn't just about laws, it's about the way people think. And racism also isn't taught. Racism isn't taught. Racism is taught. Oh my gosh. Racism is taught. So when you see a kid saying they don't like black people and calling people the N-word, they were taught that by their parent. because no baby is coming out saying those type of words. Even people that say they aren't racist, they for sure still have hidden biases. These biases affect who gets hired for jobs, who gets approved for loans, and even how you're treated in your everyday life. Examples of hidden racism today could be a black person and a white person apply for the same job, or even a black person walking into the store and employees follow them around because they think they're going to steal. A black girl could get in trouble at school and they're going to get punished more harshly than a white student who did the same thing. Movies, TV, and social media also keep these stereotypes alive. If people want to stop seeing negative images of black people, then they need to give a better image of them or of us in general. These things happen every day because people still see black people as less than, even if they don't say it out loud. Conclusion? Well, my conclusion is, what could we do for real? Like, what does this all mean? Should we give up? I feel like we need to stop believing the system is ever going to be fair. Instead, we need to focus on the things that could really just give us power. We should build our own wealth, support black businesses, invest, create our own opportunities instead of waiting for someone to give them to us. We need to educate ourselves, learn about money, politics, and history so we can move more strategically, and learn about our backgrounds, learn about our ancestors and what they've been through, because right now they're trying to take slavery and everything out of our history books and out of the curriculum. We need to control our communities and stop relying on the government to fix our neighborhoods. We need to invest in our own schools, businesses, and safety. We need to vote for policies that will help us. Stop voting for a party vote for people who actually plan to change the system. President Trump. Stop begging for acceptance. Instead of waiting for society to treat us fairly, we need to make our own lane. Racial equality isn't coming, and that's the truth. But that doesn't mean we can't win in our own way. So the real question is, what are we going to do about it as a whole? That is my TED Talk, or my black people, whatever. Thank you.